got to me. She said we should hook up the boyfriend and boogie. Don't know me, then look on. I'm being the clouds. Pool full of Henny, I drink and I drown.
Hey guys, what's up? Sam from Harkey Fishing, back with another fishing report. It is July the 21st of 22, and man, it's been a hot week. We fished last night, the Wednesday nighter, and we ended up winning that, so I wanted to give you guys some details. Kind of current lake level, we're sitting at about 9:15.1, so we're down getting a little bit low, and definitely definitely starting to see some of the the brush piles we've been fishing are getting pretty shallow, and we had a couple of them last night that kind of petered out on us, but we still adapted. And so water temperature, man, when we put in at like 6:30, the water temperature, surface temperature was 92 degrees. That's just super hot. That with a 103 degree day yesterday, that's not that uncommon. It definitely is not that temperature all the way through the water column. By the time we got back in, it was running about 86 to 87 degrees. So still, it's pretty deadgum hot water, but the bite really has not changed. We're still fishing conservation brush piles. These aren't necessarily, not all of them are hand planted. In fact, I'd say 95% of the brush piles we're fishing are conservation brush piles. You can download those on the Missouri Department of Conservation website. And depending on which kind of fish finder you've had, I've actually had 2 or 3 buddies that have wanted them, and I've put them on their fish finders for them. If you've got a Humminbird, which is what I like and prefer, it's the hardest one to get them downloaded, because when you download them, they're in a zipped GPX file, and you need to convert that over to the HM or HWR file. There's some great videos out there on how to do that. Fish the Moment probably had the best one I've ever seen. That's where I learned about how to transfer waypoints, either from Google Earth or from that you download. Because either way, if you download from Google Earth, they are GPX, I believe. They may be KMLs, but anyhow, he's got instructions on that. So anyhow, about the fishing report, like I said, we started off on a brush pile that's been really good to us last night, and that thing, we've been noticing it's getting shallower and shallower, and really our best depth on brush piles has been in the 20 to 25 foot range. Well, now a lot of those that were in that 20 foot range are in the, when we were sitting at 9:17, 9:18, 9:19, now they're in 15 foot of water, and that's kind of what we ran into last night. One of our brush piles has just been a consistent producer of a couple keepers. We might have got a bite on it, but we never caught a fish off of it. So we kept moving, and we've been fishing, and I know this will sound crazy. On Wednesday nights, we stay close. Gas is expensive, and we're staying, in the Shell Knob area. We'll venture as far up as Campbell Point, or as far down as Campbell Point, as far up as about Big M, but we're trying not to go too far, and we've had pretty good luck with just fishing right there at Shell Knob and the brush piles around that area. On the Friday nighter out at Campbell Point, we've been going as far down the lake as basically just past Baxter, and then fishing back to about Shell Knob. And so we're trying to stay close. I mean, gosh, everything's expensive right now, and it's showing up in the tournaments attended and everything else. But last night we probably hit 20 to 25 brush piles, and boy, the bite wasn't very good. We'd get a short one or two out of a few of them, and then we'd end up just struggling to find a decent quality fish. That's a 4-hour tournament, 7 to 11. We had one keeper in the boat by 8:45, and it was a 15 and an 1/8 inch, little Kentucky that probably didn't weigh 1.6 or 1.7. And the next fish we caught right at dusk is right there between that 8:40 and 9. In fact, we had almost back-to-back fish, and they were both about 2.5 pounds, and that helped. That's more the caliber of fish that you want to weigh if you get a chance to. And all of these out of the meat of the brush pile, right in the middle of it. And so it got dark then, and we piddled around, and we caught another Kentucky that was probably in the, I think it was about 15 3/4 inches, and would have weighed 1.8, 1.9. It wasn't very big, but boy, we were kind of glad to have it. We were getting pretty worried, and then about 10, somewhere right in that range, with about an hour to go, we just kept cycling through brush piles, and as has happened for us a lot of weeks in a row now. A big one bit, and right in the meat of a brush pile, it bit the chomper's jig, but last night the big worm was probably the better bait. But the big one weighed 6 pounds even, so that'll do you a lot of good in a tournament. So we ended up weighing, I think it's 1478, and had big bass at 6 pounds. Won the Wednesday nighter. Second place was 1423, and you know, so not a bad weight either. And then it dropped down to I think there was a nearly 13-pound sack, and last place was 1180, I believe. So you know, not a bad showing really, because I thought the bite was pretty tough. We had 5 keepers. We didn't have 6, we didn't have 7, we didn't have 20. We had 5 keeper bites, and so you know, we counted ourselves pretty lucky that we were able to get that. So, but like I said, if you're going out fishing, I was getting pretty desperate last night, thinking that we weren't going to catch a limit, and I did pull out my old drop shot. And there's, you know, a lot of guys that would say, man, why didn't you pull that out earlier? But you know, we've been having pretty good luck catching them on the jig and the big worm, and definitely catching better quality. I pulled out the drop shot last night, and I think I put 5 or 6 small Kentucky, or well, actually, I put 5 or 6 fish in the boat. The ironic thing about that was we were seeing these fish really good on a little point, and it was just a main lake point, no brush pile. And we put 2 Kentuckys in the boat, and I think I caught 3 walleye, and the walleye were really close to keepers. I really didn't take time to measure them, but they were not huge by any means. They were probably somewhere between the 16 and 18 inch range, and like I said, I know it's got to be 18 to keep at Table Rock, and I wasn't measuring them, but may go back and hunt after them a little bit, so we'll have to see. But you know, the bite's been pretty good. There's definitely a lot of walleye biting, and they're getting on these long main lake points and biting pretty good. I know the bite on the walleye for the guides has been pretty good. That's been one of their better bread and butter things. They're using night crawlers on those, and I like using a night crawler on my drop shot rig. That's my favorite way to do it. It's just the same thing I put the little Chomper's finesse jig on. I'll put a live night crawler on there for walleye if I go out, but you know, I never really get to do that much. But they were biting the Chomper's jig, or the Chomper's 4-inch plum drop shot worm last night. So you know, you can catch them on artificial bait just about as good as you can catch them on reel. So, but anyhow, until next week, man, thanks for watching. Make sure you take a kid fishing. I think I'm going to take my grandson on Friday. I'm hoping so. He's been a little under the weather, and I'm hoping he'll get to go out, and we're going to try to catch some of those walleye. And if I can get that on video, man, you guys will get to see my little 3-year-old grandson trying to reel in some big walleye. So we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, until next week, man, have fun, take care, keep your lines tight, take your kid fishing, all the little punchlines you can throw in. See ya.